About Hulk Hogan. What about Hulk Hogan? I'll tell you about Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, the guy that played the character, was not such a good guy. He hurt people. Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea, the guy that played the character, was not such a good guy. He hurt people in their lives. He hurt people in their careers. He affected the wrestlers at the time, conspiring so that there was not a union when unions are definitely something that needed. There was no way for the superstars or wrestlers themselves to get help. So yeah, that's a character, Hulk Hogan, Mr. America, as we all know. But then again, you get to Ozzy Osbourne. Dude, he was just a stage show. He was a performer. He does not deserve to be like all like about that. I'm not talking about worrying about the dead. I'm talking about specifically Malcolm Jamal Warner. Why am I talking about that? Everything in his life contributed to humanity. Not just his role as Theo, but I mean, one of his first jumps was doing the Magic School Bus. He produced many shows, he made music, all of which was very introspective and helped communities and helped represent communities and speak on the differences from his aspect. He was part of the show that was Black Excellence, and everything was a prism after that. And I was there for the whole time. So I grew up, and everything was a prism after that. And I was there for the whole time. So I grew up a lot with him. So when I see Malcolm Jamal Warner, that's my guy. So back to Ozzy. What are you celebrating with Ozzy? You're celebrating your personal memories. When you're listening to Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon, some Black Sabbath, when you're listening to all of those songs, when you're celebrating his canon, you're celebrating your life and the memories that you had. Thank you to Ozzy Osbourne, the performer, which is really what that is. Again, I'm a huge wrestling fan. My life started with Hulk Hogan. I don't remember a time. I mean, I remember, going to like the Glens Falls Civic Center, then known as the Cool Arena. I think that's where I'd like to go with it, but that's me. Let's start a lobby. But my whole point is Hulk Hogan's been a part of my life. But early on, and I held on to this early, like I'm talking since the 80s early, Terry Bollea didn't want to shake people's hands. Early on, Terry Bollea, and this was one anecdote, didn't want to shake people's hands. Early on, Terry Bollea, and this was one anecdote that I'd heard from my father at the time, that, we go to the Glens Falls Civic Center, and his friend had an opportunity to shake Hulk Hogan's hand, and he said he wouldn't because his hand, I just washed my hands. It's like, man, you're at a place where you meet fans. And this is the 80s. Fan service was a big deal because it wasn't like now where you had intellectual property. So while I'm saying that people are celebrating Hulk Hogan, people are celebrating Ozzy Osbourne, you're celebrating two corporate created characters that made a lot of money for big corporations. On the other hand, you have Malcolm Jamal Warner that you guys have no idea about. No idea of his talent, no idea of the contributions, because he was black, he wasn't white, he wasn't sold to white America after the white America part wore off. And that's why nobody knows anything about Malcolm Jamal Warner, who, next to the two characters, Ozzy Osbourne, next to the other character, Hulk Hogan, Malcolm Jamal Warner was what you guys are celebrating with Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne is your memories. If you listen to Malcolm Jamal Warner's catalog, the Miles Long mixtape, if you listen to some of his spoken word, if you watch his film performances, everything is teachable. Spoken word. If you watch his film performances, everything is teachable. Everything is teachable. Where's the thing? I'm out. Peace.